So as the postseason is approaching in baseball, we're end of August, and we have a month left of the regular season. I was looking at the 2024 lists. I was talking with Scotty, talking with Johnny, and we're trying to figure out what are the cards to buy right now for baseball. So what I did is I put them in different tiers. I did like tier one, tier two, tier three, top tier, whatever you want to call it. And the top tier, like the most money to get right now, if you're trying to find like either a base card or a fractor or whatever, and these are like the most money. And the mid tier is like, okay, it could range between mid and tier top, and you can go back and forth. And the low tier, like the real rookies, the prospects, where you try to get now to plan for the future. But all these are really playing for the future. I'm not throwing Judge out there. I'm not putting Harper on these lists. I'm not putting, Soto. I'm putting guys that are like the first couple of years of their careers, and you hold on to these cards, and by the time they get older and 15, 20 years into their career, maybe they are going into the Hall of Fame, and then they're even more money now. So you can buy them cheaper now, and will they stay healthy? Will they be able to, I guess, prolong their careers until they retire and be a Hall of Famer or close to it? So the top tier, most expensive, I got like 4 that are really, really on the top tier right now. Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt, he's in his first couple of years. And he's having an MVP season. He's probably not going to be Judge. Judge is over 50 home runs now, but he's batting like 350, man. It's awesome, And he's an awesome player, great shortstop. And we love watching him. We're Philly bound. Philly team bound. We love the Phillies, but the Phillies just played KC the other day, and it was amazing watching him play. So he's a great player. Probably will be an MVP for future years to come. And you're going to try to get his card. You're probably paying a pretty good penny for an autograph of him. But probably not as expensive as Ellie. Ellie de la Cruz, man, he is like the next Ronald Acuna, I think, and Johnny and Scotty as well. And he's awesome. He hits for power. He's another great shortstop. He's fast. He steals bases. He has a great glove. He hits. So, I mean, there ain't much right there. And that was last year when his autographs were going for $2,000-$3,000. And you're going to spend a pretty penny on his cards as well, too, this year. Jason Dominguez, he's in approaching the major league level now for the Yankees. And, he is a pretty popular name that everybody's throwing out there now. So I have him on the top tier because, some of his autographs are going for thousands of dollars as well. And the last one from in my top tier list. Now, obviously, this is my list. If you have a list, shoot us in the comments. Put this guy in the top tier. Put this guy in the mid tier. Yeah, and we'll look at that and definitely add some adjustments as well. Maybe we're forgetting some guys. So I did it pretty fast and trying to make a list off the top of my head. But Paul Skeens is, man, the last one, man. He is unbelievable, right? First year in the league, second year, not first year in the league, but like approaching the beginning of his career in the league, rookie. And he is just unbelievable, right, for Pittsburgh. And he's having a great year. We'll see how he does next year with the sophomore. But having a great year. And, as long as he stays healthy, I know pitchers don't have as much value as the position players because your position players are playing 150 games a year. Pitchers are doing 30 games a year. They don't hold as much value, but great card to get. Try to get his auto, save it. If you can open one of those Donruss packs, you get an auto of him. Save that. And as long as he can stay healthy and, tallying up some wins and strikeouts, could be a future Hall of Famer, but, really early to tell now. And I know Johnny's probably watching this video. He's like, man, everybody, pitchers are hard to see and hard to come by. And it's baseball is tough because, they get hurt so much. But just trying to make a list to see how the top players are going to fare over the next 10 years and see if they end up being even greater players as they go on. Top tier, gone. Okay. Mid-level, Yamamoto, unbelievable. Having a great year, signed this big deal for LA. His card, I think when I opened up the Topps Chrome the other day, I got a Sepia one, and that was worth like $30. So it's not bad, not even an auto, not even a number card worth $30. So his you gotta start getting some of his cards. I would say he's more of a mid-level. you start saving his cards and see how he does. Dylan Cruz hasn't made the major leagues yet, but he is in AAA. 22 years old. Has I think like 13 or 15 home runs by the time of this video. Great player. Watching Nationals, I remember when they drafted Harper, and he was a great player, obviously. So Dylan Cruz, maybe not Harper level, maybe he could be, but we're gonna watch him and try to get all his cars now because he's only in the Bowmans, in those introductory level cards. I actually threw Charlie Condon on this list. First heard his name when ESPN was showing his highlights. I think it was like Phillies game. The Phillies were on ESPN and they were showing the highlights of that. And I'm like, Charlie Condon, he's like 35 home runs. Yeah, so I think this year he's 21 years old. He's 6'6". The Rockies drafted him. I think you try to get his cards. We have a couple of his base cards from the Onyx set, and just try to get his cards and save them. And I think a couple of his autograph cards are going for a couple $1,000s. But if you can get some base cards, or next year you start getting some refractors and things like that, that's a pretty good card to hold. I think his ETA was like 2026 they had on the prospect list to make it to the major leagues. But you can start ramping up his cards and start holding on to him and see how he does because he's a big-time power guy. Obviously, mid-level here, Jackson Holliday. He's been up, he's been down, he's been back up. He's back up in major leagues now for Baltimore. But, I mean, man, Baltimore has a lot of prospects with Rushman and Holliday and a couple other guys going to put on this list. And, they're set. So they're going to be a team to reckon with for the next couple of years because they have a lot of great young talent. But Jackson Holliday, I mean, his dad, Matt Holliday, great player. He has it in his genes. Really look forward to watching him play. So you can try to get some of his cards. We have a lot of his cards now that are more like mid-level. But you're still going to spend a pretty penny if it's like an autograph or things like that. But you can get some refractors, some base cards to hold on to, and it might go up in value over the next few years as he progresses through his career. Low risk, low money. I'm looking at the prospect list, top 100 prospects. I'm trying to pick off there. Junior Caminero from Tampa Bay, right? He's 21. He's in AAA. I think the average age in AAA is like 25 or 26, right? So 21-year-old AAA, expected to either be up the end of this year or even next year. Great player. Look forward to watching him play. So you might be able to get some of his cards from the Bowman 2024s and save them, and you might get a pretty good penny for them as he gets older and again, progresses in the league. Phillies fan Andrew Painter, he got hurt this past year with Tommy John, but everything's saying that his recovery has been well, and he has A+ stuff. So pitcher, I know he doesn't hold as much value, but if you can get some of his cards, I know he's in Bowman 2020. I think he was in the Bowman 2023, Bowman 2024. I'm not sure. I think he's in Bowman 2024 because he's like the 50th ranked prospect or something like that. So if you can hold some of his cards, that would be a good thing because he might come out of Tommy John surgery and be even better. Who knows? The last one is Colby Mayo. Now he's from Baltimore as well, and my dude is like 6'5". Okay, 6'5". We saw him when we were at Ripken in Baltimore, and he was in a rehab assignment with the Ironbirds. And my man is giant, 6'5". I think he has about 24 home runs right now, the time I'm making this video, and he might be a force to reckon with Baltimore. So like Baltimore's got, they got Jackson Holliday, they got Adley Rushman, they got Kobe Mayer coming up. They got all these guys coming up that are going to be a force to reckon with as they get older. They're going to give Yankees, Boston, Toronto, all those guys in the AL East a run for their money in there because they're going to be good for a while. But Kobe Mayo, low risk right now, but you can try to get probably maybe some of his cards maybe next year in the Bowmans. I'm not sure if he's in the Bowman 2024s this year. If he is, let me know in the comments. But definitely next year he'll probably be in there and as like a prospect. So that might be a great one to hold on to and see how his career progresses. But obviously you can mix and match people and players in this list. I only have like 4 or 3 for each one. I can have a video that's like 300 things long, right? But just the ones that stood out to me that I saw play or watched a lot of videos on. we'll see how it goes. But the top tiers are the well-known ones, and the low risks. You have some risk, and you take their cards and see if you get anything, and see if they come out on top. So that's the way we try to do it here at Sports Card Hustlers, and trying to get you guys in ahead of the game, and start saving some of these cards and seeing how they do. But other than that, stay tuned for more videos. We've been on vacation for a couple weeks. We were in Cooperstown last week. I may make a video to show you guys the pins. So if you're still watching this video, hopefully, would you like to see a video of all the pins that we got from Cooperstown? I can run you through all that stuff, because my son was 12. It was a really cool experience for him. We found a lot of cool pins, but we can definitely make a video for that in the future as well if you guys want. So let us know in the comments what you guys think. What you guys think of the list? Who would you add? Who would you take off of that list? And stay tuned for more stuff from Sports Card Hustlers. Stay tuned, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.